Hola, amigos! Brad, the Big Noise Evans here. Senior Fun Buns, Brandon Funston as well. Tis indeed a Fade the Noise here on a StreamYard broadcast. And you could submit your questions right now, and there are three different ways to do so. You could see it on the bottom of your screen if you want to talk to us directly via Facebook at Yahoo Noise, on Twitch at Big Noise 78, or on YouTube on the Fade the Noise channel. Subscribe there now. Got a brand new Fade 5 podcast. Had to fly solo today, Funston, because Lundy, who I actually saw in the flesh at the University of Illinois failure last week against Michigan State, he did not dress warmly enough. I think he partied a little bit too hard with his son who attends U of I. It was dad's weekend, and he is paying the price as a result. A lot of mucus flowing through his veins right now, so he was unable to make it a go on the Fade 5 podcast, so I had to fly solo on that, but got all that up, and you can, of course, again, view that on YouTube at the Fade the Noise channel. Also, you can view Fun Month Eye this Sunday on Bally Sports RSNs and on Stadium, and also you can stream the show absolutely free and live at watchstadium.com/live, watchstadium.com/live. That show being live on the line. We break down every single Sunday matchup with our favorite props, sides, totals, whatever is tickling our betting fancy. We are getting action in on that, so make sure you tune in. Again, at noon Eastern on Bally Sports and at Stadium. And then log on to at BetMGM right now, betmgm.com. Sign up for an account today. Use that promo code NOISE, N-O-I-S-E, to get a sweet sign-up bonus potentially for usage in tonight's matchup, which Fun Buns is Atlanta and Carolina in a rematch of what was one of the better games offensively played a couple of weeks ago, week number 8, 37-34 victory by the ATL in friendly conditions in that one because it was played in a damn dome in Atlanta. Tonight in Carolina, in Charlotte, a little bit different story. And let me, before you give your 2 cents, let me play Weather Nerd. Go Jim Cantori on that ass for a second. So the remnants of Hurricane Nicole, which hit Florida last night, is making its way up the eastern seaboard. So you have some of these squall lines of rain. They're going to be impacting the game tonight. So it's going to rain. According to NOAA, 90% likelihood it's going to rain really the entire game. But of the showers, not thunderstorm variety. So we're not talking downpour rains. It's going to be generally light to moderate. And the biggest deterrent, as you and I know, in fantasy and in betting is always winds, right? And yes, there are wind advisories posted right now in the greater Charlotte area, but the sustained winds, if you have no idea what the hell sustained means, it means consistent or steady winds expected to be 9 to 12 miles per hour with the occasional gust up to like 30, 35. So some of those heavier squall lines that may come in, you know, a quick downpour, quick burst of wind, and then it exits stage left. And then you have some more lighter drizzly type conditions as a result will impact this game. But again, the winds aren't going to be, I think, strong enough to really ground the vertical attacks. And really, both these teams are run heavy anyway. So with all that in mind, Atlanta, Carolina, Falcons laying 3, the total down to 42.5 at our friends at BetMGM. Where would you stack the greenbacks?
I would stack them on a money line bet on the Panthers at home. I think they have the better defense, and the weather's going to lead both these teams to running the ball. I think Carolina will be better. It was a tight game in Atlanta. I think it's going to be another tight game, but I'm going to go with the home team here. So let's go 23-20, and I'll say it just gets over by the hook.
Yeah, I think the total is somewhere in the middle. I actually outlined it. So I got a OGP, and I just built this recently about 2 hours ago with BetMGM. I took the total down to 35.5. I'm going to play the over on that. And then I took Carolina plus 7.5. So I have the hook in there as a nice little buffer. It's plus 100
That's
as a
good.
result.
I like that.
Yeah, I totally agree that Carolina can win this thing straight up. Atlanta's defense is far from intimidating. You might say, well, is it Baker Mayfield time? No, PJ Walker's going to start. And he's, had a lot of success against Atlanta the first matchup. Hell, he threw for 317 and a TD. So I think Carolina's going to be able to move the ball via ground, via air with Deonta Foreman. And of course, Walker doing some damage with DJ Moore and Terrace Marshall. So I kind of like Carolina on the standard spread plus the 3. I'm with you there. But I'm going to go slightly under. I think it finishes like 20-17, 21-17, something like that. So 37-38 combined points. That's why, I went with the alt total on the 35.5 and took the over there. All right, let's look at some player props, shall we? And the juice has been moving on this. It's now minus 105 on the over and minus 125 in the under, probably because people are being influenced by the weather forecast. It's DJ Moore, 4.5 receptions. Is it going to be more magnificent DJ Moore or non-existent DJ Moore tonight? What we got here?
So I'm just looking at his recent line. 2 last week, obviously, follows a 6 and a 7 the week before that, and a 3 and then a 4. My inclination is he's a 4-catch guy, and if I'm betting this one based on that, then I'm taking the under. Obviously, I think we don't know what's going to happen. PJ Walker was benched last week. What happens if he starts out poor again? Then we see Baker Mayfield, who basically, put the Titanic around DJ Moore's value.
Commercials, Baker. That's all you were born for that. You were bred for that. Just give me the commercial actor that you excel at.
Yeah, exactly. I'm imagining a DJ. What did he do against? Oh, was he out of that game? Did he miss a game?
No, he had 11 targets, 6 catches, 152 yards, and a touchdown. He was very much in, and he was very much spectacular in that Week 8 matchup against the ATL.
Yeah. Okay, there it was. Yeah, that wasn't that long ago. So I'm taking it. You're taking the over then.
It's close. Yeah, I am. I mean, I've outlined this to 4 because I took Captain Hook out of the equation, but this secondary stinks for Atlanta, and he's probably going to get a lot of Cornell Armstrong in coverage, who's given up a 66.7% catch rate and 108.6 passer rating. So if I had a lean on this, it would be at 5. I'd take the over, especially a lighter juice now at minus 105. But if you want to apply safety first, you could take like 4+ receptions, a little reduction in yards, get it plus money.
Yeah, I think the only thing that gives me a little bit of pause there is he had 6 catches, but it was on 11 targets. If they kind of downturn the passing game volume because of the weather, that kind of efficiency in terms of catch percentage isn't going to get it done. So he would need to be fairly efficient with that. So yeah, I think I'm sitting on 4. I feel good about it.
Yeah, I'm guessing we're going to get roughly over under 32.5 questions on DJ Moore coming up here in a second. Trust me, that I'm getting peppered on Twitter about it all single day. And no, I didn't pay for my check mark before you ask it, bastards. That's mine. Had it before Elon. Anyway, over under Kyle Pitts, 39.5 receiving yards. This is one of the more spectacular efforts he had in the first matchup in Week 8. Remember, he had 80 yards in that game. Given the conditions, maybe playing a factor here, does Pitts get to at least 40 tonight, over under?
Yeah, I'm going to take the under here as well. Like, look at Arthur Smith. It just has every reason in the world to just go as run heavy as ever. And I'm sure he'll be here for it. So, 15 attempts from Marcus Mariota. It's completely in play. And for that reason, I'll take the under here.
Yeah, I'll take the under. I think it's like 3.5 receptions as well. So what you could do, again, is an OGP. If you like the under on this, just take it with the receptions under as well. Like 3 for 28 seems about right for Kyle Pitts, because you're right. He's going to be more of a blocker than a receiver, even though he was dynamite the first time around in perfect indoor conditions in Atlanta. All right, last one here. Cordero Patterson, anytime touchdown, plus 110 at BetMGM. And to add a little extra context to this, Brandon, This is one of the top 3 most wagered on player props at BetMGM. Cordero over on rush yards at 54.5. 98%. Let me repeat that. 98% of the spread tickets on that, or the public tickets on that over on rush yards. Not nearly as much action, but not that far off either on Patterson for an anytime TD. He getting seduced by the juice here at plus 110.
Honestly, it's not enough juice for me. Like, we're talking about an over-under total at 42. Doesn't mean there's going to be a lot of scoring in this game. I kind of would like this more at like plus 140, plus 130. I think plus 110 is too close to even for me. I'd probably steer clear of it.
Oh, that's weak sauce.
I'm coward.
Yeah. Just curl up in a ball and stash yourself in the nearest corner. I'm taking the over on this. I say he scores a touchdown night. He had a multi-touchdown game last time out. Atlanta runs the ball like 61% of the time, I believe. They're number one in the NFL in that category. Carolina has allowed double figures in terms of total touchdowns to running back position, and they've given up 4.77 yards per carry and 115.1 rush yards per game. So if they are knocking at the door, hello, CP's getting the ball in the belly, and I think he's going to plunge one in. So I will take that. Would you rather have D'Onta Foreman on an anytime touchdown? That's plus 120.
I like that. I actually would rather have that, especially with Chuba still a little bit banged up. I was going to ask you, does Tyler Algier have a rushing yards prop?
He does. Do you want to know what that is?
I would love to know what that is.
31.5.
I love the hell out of that. I love that. I love the hell out of it because this is a team that is averaging 27 running back rushes per game. It's going to be 2 running backs. It's not all Cordero. I mean, and we saw 10 carries from Algier last week, and he had like 99 yards. Like, he's 10 to 12 carries every week and getting over 31 yards against that Panthers defense. You just kind of referenced all the bad numbers they've had against the run. I love Algier over 31.5. In fact, down for that one.
Yeah, I've already grabbed it. I grabbed it when it opened at 32.5, and it's come down because people are worried about Patterson. But you're right. I mean, you look at the snap share. Algier played 41.7% of the snaps last week. He had another 10 rush attempts, which he has done in 6 consecutive games. And he's been over 30 plus in 7 of 8 contests this year. And as I mentioned, Carolina giving up that 4.77 yards per carry. The running back position, 115.1 rush yards per game. A dozen RBs have gone over that proposed 31.5, 32.5, doesn't matter, rush yards line. So I'm with you on the former BYU Cougar and Tyler Algier. All right, we're going to get to some player props here momentarily, but right now we need to answer some of your pressing questions. And if you have those, submit them right now if you haven't already at Facebook at Yahoo Noise, on Twitch at Big Noise 78, or on the YouTube on the Fade the Noise channel. If you're, dialing it up on Twitter, even in this Elon Musk-owned world of Twitter, it's still not compatible with the StreamYard. They're probably going to make me pay for that too. And another $8, please, as a result. And again, no, that check mark is mine. It was mine well before Elon. Elsewhere, don't forget to watch live online at noon Eastern on Bally Sports and Stadium, and watch the show, stream it at watchstadium.com/live. This Sunday, we cover every single Sunday game and bet on games, props, and more at BetMGM. Use that promo code NOISE, NOISE, and get NOISE to get a sweet sign-up bonus today. Let's talk to the 0.202 average viewers of this StreamYard broadcast right now. Let's start things off with Ezekiel. Hola, amigos. Hola, Ezekiel, to you. Need 2 players and a flex and an RB. Por favor, DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, Chris Olave, D'Onta Foreman, Brandon Cooks. Well, Cooks is immediately off the list for me, but in a PPR, who do you got here, Brandon? You like Foreman tonight?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to put Jamal Williams, D'Onta Foreman, and Chris Olave in my lineup here. And sorry, DeAndre Swift, but you're clearly being held back right now. You're not 100% apparently by, the words of your head coach, Dan Campbell. And until we see you actually get unlocked for appreciable snaps, you're going to have to keep you on the bench.
Well, there's that too, and Jamal Williams, even when Swift is on the field, gets a lot of goal line work.
Oh,
So
totally. Yeah, I
it,
think he leads the league in goal line carries, doesn't he? Or inside the 5-yard line?
here is something else I'm going to just kind of spin off of this. I'm 100% with you. Love Jamal Williams, and I kind of like actually in the flex. If I had to go there, I would go Deonta Foreman, slide edge over Chris Olave. But the total in the Bears-Lions game is like 46 and a half or 48 and a half. How is that not like 55 and a half? Given the shortcomings of both defenses and the facts that, Justin Fields is unstoppable right now.
Oh God, are we getting to his rushing yards prop? Because it better be in
Oh,
the
we will.
60s.
We
It better
will.
be in the 60s. It really needs
You will have to wait. A little bit
Oh.
of a cliffhanger for you, my friend, but it is one of the props that we will discuss a little bit later on in the broadcast. James Snelling says Patterson, Montgomery, Foreman, or Jamal Williams. Who do you got here?
Oh, that's a pretty strong bench, isn't it? God. Oh, geez. I think I have Jamal Williams as my highest ranked of this group. So give me Jamal Williams.
I do too, actually. I have Williams ranked top 20, but I mean, it's razor
Close.
blade difference between him and Patterson and Foreman, and then there's mandatory Montgomery, and I'm not going to really talk about it. Kimberly says, love you guys. Thanks for tuning in, Kimberly. Tommy says, need two in a full point PPR, DJ Moore, Christian Kirk, Devontae Smith, and Jeff Wilson, who found the end zone in his first game as a Miami Dolphin. So a flex and a wide receiver. Who do you got here?
I'm going to go as a enter puberty here. I'm going to go Jeff Wilson and Christian Kirk. I love the potential volume for Christian Kirk against Kansas City Chiefs. Had a good game last week. And Jeff Wilson, more snaps than Raheem Mostert in his first game with Miami. I think we can consider him the 1A starter there. And it's a great matchup against Cleveland, who's been very generous against running backs.
They have. I don't know if I really trust that situation, to be honest with you, but I think I will, knowing the other options at play here. So I don't disagree. It's Devonta Smith and Jeff Wilson for me. John says PPR flex 2, please. Terrace Marshall in action tonight. Donovan Peoples-Jones, who has been quite good here of late. Jamal Williams, I think you're in on that, and Jeff Wilson Jr. Thanks. I'm having some Suavecito tequila right now. So he also listens to the Fade 5 podcast presented by Suavecito. Cheers to you, Mas Tequila. Brandon, you're going both running backs again, aren't you?
Yeah, you know me. Yep, I am going with both running backs. Just going with the certainty. I don't see Marshall and Peoples-Jones as real huge PPR boosted receivers. They're more big play, not quite the heavy volume that you'd like to see in PPR. So I'm just going to go with the certainty of the volume you're going to get from Jamal Williams and Jeff Wilson.
Truth be told, I love all these guys this week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got to go with the guaranteed touches. It's the running backs as well. Tommy says Freiermuth or Higbee and Foreman or Juju. I go Foreman over Juju, and I go Higbee because he's got Arizona.
Yep, that's exactly right. I like Freiermuth in a Claypool-less world, but not this week. The Saints are generally always good against tight ends, but the Cardinals generally always bad, and they certainly have been this year. So Higbee and what'd you say, Foreman over Juju?
I did.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna go the other way. Juju's been rocking and rolling the last couple weeks.
Well, I don't know if this is PPR or standard, and that makes a difference. If it's PPR, I go Juju. If it's standard, I go Foreman. If it's half, flip a coin.
Oh, okay, I can sign up for that. If it's I would lean on the half towards Juju, but definitely standard. Give me Foreman.
All right, let's get a couple more, and then we'll get to our first batch of player props under the belt. Hola, amigos, from Jake. Hola to you. Do I chance running Swift again in a limited role, or do I go Jeff Wilson? Also, Mariota or Carr? God, the Raiders have been bad.
I'm going to go Mariota. Like, I was just running the numbers. Like, look at we know he's going to try to run a lot in this one. And I was running the numbers with Mariota versus Tom Brady. If you had both of them, and Mariota would have won 6 out of 9 weeks. And I'm assuming that
Nice.
Probably the same with Derek Carr as well. Like, he probably is, 2/3 of the time better than Derek Carr on a weekly basis. So give me Mariota. And God, I think this is where I might go ahead and go with Swift. It's close.
I do not. I go Jeff Wilson.
All right. I think in my rankings they're like back to back, so I'm fine with that.
All right, let's go to Matt. Cordero over Pierce, given the weather and potential Pierce injury. What's the Pierce injury? I've not seen that.
I think he's questionable, but I don't think it's a real questionable.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Pierce. I haven't heard anything that it sounds like he's not going to play or anything.
And let me interject here, because this is the perfect opportunity to use the player props market to your advantage. You know what the rush yards prop for these two guys are? Well, I've already said Cordell is up to 54.5 right now at BetMGM, but Pierce opened at 76.5 rush yards. That's a major difference. So follow that major difference.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. In terms of, Vegas knows what the hell they're doing. So absolutely follow that difference. And it's the Giants. The Giants have not been very good against the run. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. Just looking up Dameon Pierce's latest news and notes, it doesn't sound like it's too serious.
Yeah, the Giants have allowed 5.41 yards per carry to opposing running backs. J-Red says, which defense? Giants, Titans, Raiders, or Chiefs?
I think I'm going to go with the Giants at home against the Houston Texans and Davis Mills. Yeah, that could be – they could hold them to like 7 points.
Yeah, my second choice here would be Kansas City. Also at home against Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence, who looks like an Afghan hound. Who's not going to really earn his sausages. Really hasn't primarily earned them since like week 3, it seems like, for the most part, numerically speaking. Hey, that's Brandon Funston. I'm Brad Evans. You are watching Fade the Noise here on a StreamYard broadcast. We do this every single Thursday for a full hour. Starting at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern time across various social media channels. If you have any questions, submit them. Via Facebook at Yahoo Noise, on Twitch at Big Noise 78, or on YouTube. Subscribe to that channel right now. Fade the Noise. Also watch Live on the Line at noon Eastern with Thumb Buns, myself, Cam Smith, as well this Sunday. And you can also catch it on Stadium at noon Eastern on Sunday and stream it at watchstadium.com/live. We leave no stone unturned. We cover every single Sunday matchup, offering our best sports betting selections in each guarantee. There's no other show like it in the marketplace. And also go to BetMGM right now and sign up for games, props, and more. BetMGM.com. Use that promo code NOISE. Promo code NOISE, NOISE, to get your sweet sign-up bonus today. All right, player propage here. Not every game is posted, so I'm just going to go with the ones that actually have some action available. Brandon, you asked, you shall receive. Let's start off with the Bears first. Before I go to Munich, I know that's an early game, but here it is. This is a real number, and it's spectacular. Justin Fields, 58.5 rush yards. I know where you're going.
Yeah, give me the over, baby. Something he's done each of the last 4 games. In 3 of those games, sailed over it. There was one 60-yard mark in there, but yeah, I mean, look at the rush attempts: 12, 14, 8, and 15. I think he's going to be in the double digits in rush attempts again in this one, and I will take the easy over.
Daddy want, daddy need, daddy gotta have it. Yeah, break out the sledgehammer, man. 60 plus in 4 straight, 10.1 rush attempts per game. It's 6.62 yards per carry. He's still running on the field from last week, in which he broke an NFL record against the Miami Dolphins. Detroit giving up 5+ yards per carry. Jalen Hurts ran for 90. Hell, Aaron Rodgers bolted his way to 40 rush yards last week against Detroit. So Fields, I can't believe the line is only 58.5. Seems too good to be true.
I thought it was going to be in the 60s at least.
Yeah.
In like the mid-60s.
Yeah, hammer living daylights out of it. And I feel really good about this one, too. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 41.5 receiving yards. I'm on the over and nearly sledgehammer worthy. Are you with me? Minus 115 either direction here.
Yeah, I've been noticing a lot of people talking about how much of a road warrior he's been. And, so I think on the road, he probably hasn't come under this number, has he? I'm looking it up right now. But 60, 71, 71 in his 3 road games. So there you go. Yeah, give me the over.
Well, he's been 70 plus in 4 of his last 5. He is wide receiver 11 right now, an average target separation. So he's getting that extra step on a defender. He's top 30 in yards per reception, top 30 in yards per target. And Brandon, who is the weakest link in this Miami secondary? Somebody that used to be respected.
X-Man?
Yes.
X marks the spot.
X-Man Xavier Howard has allowed the highest passer rating of any DB with 175 plus coverage snaps. He's allowed a 144.6 rating, 16.6 yards per catch. 13 wide receivers have gone for at least 42 yards against him. I love DPJ. Love him this week. All right, let's think one more before we get back to your questions. Jerry Jeudy, the Danger Witch special, and hopefully will actually be a little bit spicy. 49.5 receiving yards, minus 115 either way here. The Broncos on the road in Las Vegas taking on the Titans.
5 straight for Jerry Jeudy on the over here, although 3 of them were in the low 50s. But I'm a Jerry Jeudy fan. I like the volume he's been receiving. I like, I'm going to cling to anything that looks like, some bubbling chemistry in this Denver offense because there's been hardly any of it. So I will take the over.
I'm on the over as well. Tennessee has given up a 100-plus passer rating and slot coverage this year. Judy's going to see a lot of that action on the inside routes. They've also given up 7.36 pass yards per attempt. Jeudy, top 15 in deep ball targets and top 15 in yak. And you mentioned the 50-plus in 5 straight for him. So love the over there. All right, that is Brandon Funston. I am Brad Evans. Please get your questions in to us right now. Again, via Facebook on this Fade the Noise broadcast at Yahoo Noise, on Twitch at Big Noise 78, or on the YouTube at Fade the Noise. Watch live and line this NFL Sunday at noon Eastern, and on Stadium at watchstadium.com/live. And sign up for a sneaking account if you haven't already with our friends at BetMGM and use that promo code NOISE. Again, NOISE. Let's hop back into it here for DJ. Hola, amigos. In Dynasty, do I trade Miles Sanders? Chase Claypool made his Bears debut last week and had roughly 7,000 drops, I think. And my 3rd-round pick for Najee Harris, who's been in the news, could be Jaylen Warren soon, eating into the volume, and a 2nd-round pick. He's got Henry and Pierce as his other backs, and Olave to fill the Miles flex spot. So initial feelings here on this trade proposal for DJ.
I'm okay with that. I'm not sure about how much I think Chase Claypool is going to be a world beater in his career. He might help the Bears, but I don't think he's going to be a fancy difference maker necessarily. So this comes down to what do I want to bet on the future of Najee Harris versus Miles Sanders, and is there a round difference in draft pick? And I think there is. I think you're going to see Pittsburgh kind of like pump the brakes on Najee Harris volume down the stretch. This is going to be a wasted season for them. They're going to let Jaylen Warren come in and get a little bit more run. But next year, I think Najee Harris, if he doesn't get back up to where he was drafted this year, is going to be kind of a steal. Because I think they're going to try to improve their offensive line. Najee Harris is going to be healthy. And we got to remember, he was top 5 fantasy running back in the rookie season. And so I think the volume will be back. I'm going to go with the Najee Harris side here.
Yeah, it's slightly in the Najee Harris side. You're kind of selling me on this, to be honest. I feel very reluctant based on recency bias. But you paint such a beautiful picture as you did, Picasso, of the future.
Thank you very much.
Or Monet, I should really say. Very, naturalistic in its display. I'll cross that bridge. Why the hell not? Sure, make the trade.
There you go.
Chiefs fan says, half point PPR. Should I start Terrace Marshall tonight or Cortland Sutton and Russell Wilson and company against Tennessee this weekend?
You know what? As bad as Cortland Sutton's been of late, I think you want to go ahead and go with Terrace Marshall. The matchup is very good. I'm a little bit worried about the weather, but I think it's bench until further notice on Cortland Sutton.
Why are they not throwing to him?
I don't know.
Did he sleep with Ciara? I mean, I don't understand.
That's
Cortland
true.
Sutton, he's a monster.
that reportedly, rumoredly gets you sent packing or unre-signed on the free agent market. So
see, Golden Tate, if you don't know the rumors or, substance of that story, yeah, I'm with Brandon there. Go with Marshall. Thomas says other league, need a kicker. Nope.
Well, I will say if you have to choose, if no matter who you need, and if you have to choose between dropping Dylan or Herbert, I'm actually going to drop Dylan at this point.
I would drop Dylan too, but I don't. He lost me a kicker. Anthony says Cordero Patterson, Deonta Foreman, anytime TD parlay plus 500 on the rival site there. Daddy want, daddy need, daddy gotta have it. It's a dice roll, but I could see that happen. I like the Foreman one more as an individual bet at plus 120, but could you see both happening tonight?
I could see both happening, but anytime TD parlay sounds like a good way to just burn money. I mean, if this was last year and it was James Conner and Jonathan Taylor, I might be in on it, but or Cooper Kupp, but yeah, I'm not playing this one. I can see it happening though. I mean, they got to be the odds-on favorites for both teams.
Yeah, look, if you went to your local dispensary and picked up some sour diesel, you got to have some papers to roll it in. So, okay,
yeah,
why not?
There you
go. Let's go to Ezekiel again. Hola, amigos, que paso? With St. Brown and Olave, should we be concerned with the inconsistency? No.
No, I mean, with Olave, it's just the only show in town there. I mean, really, St. Brown is right now as well when you talk about the receiving cores. So I think Khalif Raymond is going to be running sidekick with St. Brown this week. So, and Olave, like the volume. I think you're good.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I mean, that's just the nature of the wide receiver position for most guys anyway. It's a roller coaster ride, much like everybody's fantasy teams and seasons in general. It sucks. Moving on, dub season. How are we feeling about Deonta Foreman tonight? Give me a specific projection, Brandon.
Okay.
We both feel he's going to score a touchdown. So what does he do yardage wise?
I'm going to say 1776 and a TD.
I'm going to go higher. I'm going to go 20-87 and a TD. Don't catch like a couple of balls for like 9 yards.
All right.
There you go. Straight out of the ass. Let's go to Ron. Howdy, boys. Half point PPR. Need 3. Brandon Ayuk, Deontay Johnson, Mooney, Mecole Hardman. Miso Hardman. Alec Pierce, DPJ, Marshall. There's a lot of guys there, and I'm kind of lost in DPJ. I like him a lot. He's got to be one of the 3. Who else?
Yeah, Ayuk and Deontay Johnson with no Chase Claypool. Deontay Johnson is 6th among receivers in targets. He's only 6 behind Stephon Diggs. So with the week off, with no Chase Claypool and his 6+ targets that he normally gets, I like Deontay Johnson to actually have a decent game. And Brandon Ayuk's been just an 80-yard machine. So give me Ayuk as well.
All right, rubber stamp it. I am in on the exact same players that Funson was selling there. Hey, it's Tommy again, who has apparently a dozen leagues and a dozen questions. Thielen or DPJ at a full point PPR? I go DPJ.
I'm with you, man. I'm feeling the DPJ love, and I will back it.
I love it. Again, the prop only 41.5 right now at BetMGM. If you're believing what we're selling, Barry and Barks, crazy one here. Mahomes or Fields? Really? I go Mahomes, but both are top 5.
Yep, that's exactly right. But I will go Mahomes.
Nick says thoughts on Chuba versus Foreman tonight's rainy game. Foreman had not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdowns the first time they played. So I'm going to side with that recency bias and check that in my veins.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. I was just going to do a quick check, but I mean, Chuba Hubbard's not even for certain to play, and he's not for certain that he's going to be like super healthy if he does play. He's questionable. He has an ankle injury. He's practiced twice this week, so he's trending towards playing, but I doubt that they're going to split the carries evenly between the two, given his ankle issue.
This has got like 70-30 written all over it. Yeah. I think in favor of Deonta Foreman. Elsewhere, let's go to Shane. Hey, pick 2, Jamal Williams, Jeff Wilson Jr., or Khalil Herbert.
It's close between Wilson and Herbert. Definitely want Jamal Williams out there. Slight lean to Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, it's a more convincing lean to Jeff Wilson in my mind. As Cleveland, as you mentioned, has struggled. They're giving up close to 5 yards per carry, the running back position. Jackson Murray, Fryer Muth, or Dalton Schultz over Pitts. Yeah, I would say either one of those guys over Pitts, honestly. Foreman or Miles Sanders for the flex and a half-point PPR. Sanders drawing Washington on Monday, and the Commanders have done a decent job against the run this year.
Yeah, but I want Miles Sanders. He's rolling. That's a great, running game there.
Well, he scored a touchdown of 5 of his last 6, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah. He's getting the point blank shots. You get the Monday night hammer, which I love. It's close, but I want to lean Sanders there, and I'll take Schultz as the pick over Pitts.
Yeah, I mean, it's really close to Foreman and Sanders in my mind, but I'll go with Sanders given the touchdown equivalency here the last couple of games. And then, yeah, Schultz, why the hell not? I don't know. Tying it, whatever. Steve P says Eno, Chuba, or Algier. Is it Algier season for you in a PPR?
It absolutely is Algier for me. I think this one's just a slam dunk in my mind.
It's too bad LA Gear isn't around anymore because Tyler Algier and LA Gear should be a thing.
Are you sure they're not around? They might just be making.
Are they?
I don't know. I'm not sure they're gone. They might. Have you been to Kmart lately? I mean,
is Kmart still around? I don't even know, man.
Somewhere, I don't know. They could be still wallowing away.
Brandon, I don't leave my house. So there's a thing called Amazon, and I just click a button, and it shows up a couple days later via Prime. I don't have to leave. Okay, why should I?
I'm going to, while you bring up the next proc, I'm going to look and see if LA Gear is still in business.
Oh, if LA Gear is still in business, Joe Montana should still be their pitch man, and I should get like the lighted LA Gears. Yeah, when he would take a step, they flash like you've seen with little kids, but for adults. Yeah, I'm in.
It says that they are founded in 1983. The brand is currently owned by ACI International, so it does not say it is defunct or whatever you want to call it.
Well, Kimberly's weighing in. She goes, LA Gear is still around. So
okay, I thought it kind of was. So there you go. Nice, Kimberly.
Well, I had no idea. I learn something new every day. Anthony says, need a quarterback streamer for Burrows by Kenny rank Goff, Mariota, Brissett, and Lawrence. So rank those guys in order, please.
I'm actually going to refer to my rankings because I probably have Mariota number 1 here.
Really?
I'm looking. I have Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, I have Lawrence 1.
Then Goff, then Mariota. So
I have Lawrence 1, Brissett, I think 2, because I think the game is going to be a sneaky shootout, which feeds in our DPJ narrative. And then Mariota, then Goff.
Okay. Well, we both have Trevor Lawrence 1, so that's the call.
All right. So since Kimberly verified that LA Gear still exists, we got to answer her question. And a half-point PPR flex this week, Gabe Davis or mandatory Montgomery at Jackals. And would you choose or change if no Josh Allen? And Josh Allen did not practice today. I think he's a stretch. Could be Case Keenum time this week due to that UCL injury and the fact that Buffalo, I think, should take care of business at home. They're against, Minnesota, I believe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you got to go mandatory here. Even if Josh Allen plays, what's Gabe Davis, the nature of Gabe Davis? He's like a Deshaun Jackson. He's a deep ball guy. Like you got a dinged wing for Josh Allen. Probably not getting a whole lot of that. And Case Keenum, he was born with a dinged wing. He's a short area guy. So I don't think either one is conducive to Gabe Davis this week. Give me the mandatory.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Good luck to you, Kimberly. By the way, that's Brandon Funston, also known as Senior Fun Buns. I'm Brad Evans, also known as Many Expletives. According to you, the 2.02 average listeners of Fade the Noise on the StreamYard. Submit your questions via Facebook at Yahoo Noise, on Twitch at Big Noise 78, or on YouTube on the Fade the Noise channel. Subscribe to that right now. Also, watch us on Live on the Line. It's a show I help co-create with my buddies at Stadium at noon Eastern and on Bally Sports at Stadium as well. You can stream it on Stadium's website at watchstadium.com/live and go sign up. Please do so at BetMGM right now. Get in on some of the props that we have been taking overs and unders on use that promo code NOISE, N-O-I-S-E. Again, NOISE, N-O-I-S-E, when you do sign up, and hopefully you'll do that today. All right, Brandon, let's go back to some of the player props. You looked up this guy. We got a question. Oh, Dameon Pierce is like questionable, whatever. It's got the Giants, and the line is 76.5 rush yards. You're not scared of Pierce, are you?
Not really. It's a little bit high, but I'm still leaning the over. This is honestly one that I probably wouldn't bet, but I like the matchup. He is dinged up a little bit. 76.5 would be about where I would guess this line would be set if I, slight lean to the over, but not loving it. Not a sledgehammer.
Yeah, it's a slight lean the over as well for me. The thing you worry about with any, Dameon Pierce action is a blowout factor for the Texans, right? Yeah. They're not stopping anybody on the ground. Saquon Barkley's going to go just bananas this week, and his player prop is in the low 90s as a result. Here's what you could do. You could same game this. You could take Pierce at like 60 plus rush yards and then match it with whatever you feel comfortable with. It was Saquon like 80 plus, and you may be able to get that like plus 115 as a result. That might be the best way to play this prop ultimately.
Yeah, I think I'd want to do something where I could get total yards out of Saquon. I want to be able to cover the bases of a big play through the air as well. So, but yeah, I like what you're thinking there. Bring those down. Tease those down a bit.
Tease it, baby. Why not? I've only got one more player prop left because there's, as I mentioned, a whole host of games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, as a matter of fact, that still don't have props out yet. And I have to go back to that Munich game because I forgot we didn't cover that. But Josh Jacobs, this line we've already gotten some movement on. It was as low as 85.5 rush yards. It opened at 87.5. Now it's above even the open, up to 89.5 at BetMGM, minus 115 either way here. What do you say?
I feel kind of strong on the under, to be honest with you. Like,
really?
Yeah. I mean, this Raiders offense. This is like we're getting to Josh.
Are we really worried about a Jeff Saturday led Colts defense?
Well, I was quickly looking to see what people have done lately, but for the most part, they've been good. Derrick Henry, 128. He's the only guy that's gone into the 90s so far. So Travis Etienne came under this number. Ramondre Stevenson came under this number. Dameon Pierce well under this number. Etienne twice. Like, the Colts have been decent against the run. So what I'm saying is the way that this Raiders offense is a little bit messed up right now. Darren Waller's on the IR. I don't know, man. Maybe a little inspiration with the new coach for the Colts. I'm going to take the under here.
No, and please send me back to the 90s because I had hair then, and I was a damn handsome and svelte young man back then. Now I've got a table bumper, and you see the runways. It's bad news. But he's going to
get. We're married, right? Like that's taken care of.
Well, kind of. I mean, she may leave me at any moment, and it's understandable. But give me Josh Jacobs on the over on this. And here's how I would play it. And it's not available yet at BetMGM. But, again, I would do a one-game parlay. I would take Josh Jacobs at like 70-plus rush yards and an anytime touchdown. And you're going to get that at plus money, guaranteed. Because you look what the Colts have done the last 5 games versus the running back position, it's not good. It's no bueno. They've allowed 4.44 yards per carry, 107.4 rush yards per game. Jacobs, one of the league leaders in yak per attempt. He's number 6 in the league in that category. He's forced a missed tackle a crazy 36.9% of the time. So this seems like a really a get-right game for the Raiders. And just feed him 20-plus times. And he royally screwed you last week because you took the over at 17.5. There were still like 9 minutes left in the game, and he didn't get another carry. What the hell?
I'm not completely sure he got a carry in the fourth quarter. Maybe he got one in the first couple minutes, but yeah, I mean, he basically for the last at least 9+ minutes of that game did not get a carry. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it really was. That was a bad beat. Brandon, we've got action in Sprechen Sie Deutsch in Munich, Germany. That's about all the German I know. Sauerkraut. I know that's another German word, I believe. Achtung Baby, great album by you too. Kenneth Walker the third, and we've seen a little bit of line movement. I believe it's still 75.5 rush yards at BetMGM, but it may be up to 77.5. Does that change you at your opinion at all? And a history-making game. And we know the Germans love the NFL because NFL Europe thrived there. Was really the only location it did back in the day. Will Kenneth Walker do the same on the field? Minus 115 either way here.
Yeah, I think he will. He's just a big playmaker, and he's been consistently going over this number. He is a clear bell cow. Tampa Bay's defense. This is not our whatever, our younger selves Tampa Bay defense.
Not the 90s version.
Yeah, exactly. There's no Warren Sapp here, although Vita Vea is still pretty solid. So yeah, I'll take the over. One little bar trivia note here. Bruce Irvin.
Yeah.
He'll set an NFL record by playing in his 5th country in a regular season game.
Oh, interesting. That is fantastic bar trivia. I would never have gotten that correct.
Yeah, he played in Canada. He's played in England. Now going to be playing in Germany. Did the Mexico City game, and of course, he's played in North America. And there you go.
Canada shouldn't count, but it does. Kenneth Walker, I'm with you. I'll take the over on this. To speak to Tampa Bay's vulnerabilities in the trenches, they've allowed an uncharacteristic 4.62 yards per carry and 100.1 rush yards per game. There are 2 dudes, though, that have only gone over this number this year. One of them is Deonta Foreman, you're going to see tonight, and the other one was Clyde Edwards-Helaire, believe it or not.
Wow.
But you look at Walker, he's been over 4 times since week 5. He's RB 14 in the act per attempt, and he's forced a missed tackle 27.9%. Shades of Sean Alexander.
He runs like Barry Sanders, like a middle class version of Barry Sanders. There's a decent amount of stuffs, 1 yard, 0 yard gains, but then you give him a little bit of daylight and see you later.
Decent amount of stuffs. That's kind of how people describe me. Well, he's got a decent amount of stuff.
Yeah,
it really does.
That's
about it.
That's
just a decent amount.
I'd like to have a decent amount of stuff.
Well, I don't at all. I don't even have that. That's Brandon Funston. I'm Brad Evans. You're watching the Fade the Noise stream. We do this every single Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, answering your questions, offering up some of our favorite player prop plays, not only for Thursday Night Football, but the rest of the NFL slate. We went through those already because, there's not every game available to us right now. But submit your questions via Facebook at Yahoo Noise, Twitch at Big Noise 78, or on YouTube on the Fade the Noise channel. Also, watch live on the line. Ton of fun, and it moves fast. It's an hour-long show, but it feels like it's 15 minutes. At least it does for me doing it, and I think for you as well. Yep. And watching it really clips along, and we jam in pick after pick after pick with sound reasoning of where we stand. And I'm actually wagering. I put my hard-earned cash on every single one of those. So I put my money where my mouth is. Watch it on Bally Sports and at Stadium. Watch stadium.com/live if you want to stream the show as well. And bet on props and games and more at BetMGM. Use that promo code NOISE, NOISE, today to do so. All right, back to your questions. And they're coming in fast and furious. And let's go to Lap J. Hola, amigos. Hola. Golf against the Bears. Jimmy G against the Chargers. Need 2 out of Foreman, Palmer, and Hardman, along with mandatory Montgomery as well. What do you got here?
Give me Jimmy G, who's averaging over 170 passing yards in those last 4 games, and he's had 2 touchdown passes in each of those games, and he's probably going to get 250 and 2 against the Chargers to give it the 3rd most points in the league. Need 2 out of Foreman, Palmer. I guess. Give me the running backs, although I really want a way to put Palmer in there. Give me Foreman and Palmer. God, am I going to sit your Monty? I don't know. You tell me.
Sitting Montgomery is, I think, warranted because not only does Khalil Herbert, poach him at the goal line, so does Justin Fields with long runs, and we're very much on the over 58.5. So I'm going to go Foreman and Palmer, and then I'm going to go Jimmy G against the Chargers as well. Xavier Thankfully, it's not Xavier Howard because he would not be watching the show because he might want to decleat us if he was. Jamal Williams, Tony Pollard, Deonta Foreman. Pollard has to be one, even with Zeke back, right?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of limited role for Zeke. But yeah, I want Tony Pollard in my lineup against Green Bay. That's been good for running backs. I guess I'm gonna go Jamal Williams over Deonta Foreman. That's close. Yeah, give me Jamal Williams.
Yeah, I'll go Williams and Pollard, but it is close for me too between Williams and Foreman. Kimberly has got another question. Half point PPR flex this week. Gabe Davis with question marks. Oh, we did.
Yeah, we had.
Did we have Davis or mandatory for her?
We went with mandatory because we were worried about the ding wing for Allen. Either way, it's not a good setup with Gabe Davis, who's more of a deep threat.
That's a good call. I had a brain injury. Jim Motto says, "Hola, boys. Need PPR." The three. Foreman, Pollard, Swift, Lazard, Olave. Who do you have here? For me, Lazard, Olave, I think are kind of in. I may go Pollard for the other.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, no Romeo Dobbs now. I mean, Lazard is going to be the clear go-to alpha. So, yeah, going to have to go with the two receivers and Pollard.
All right, Ron has got a lengthy question. Waddle receiving yards over under is at 69.5, and that's way up. It's been in the 50s much of the season. Over this number easily in every game 2 was played in full except week 1, and that was 69 yards. Daddy wants, daddy needs, daddy gotta have it. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I can't deny it. I'll take the over.
Yeah, I think, Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill both go over this number. I would bet that pretty much every week. It'd probably be making money.
Dude, I've done it every week. I've taken the yards down on both guys and same game or one game parlays, and it's cash every single week. I think it's cash like 6 weeks in a row that I've done it.
You do like 50 for Waddle, 60 for Hill, something like that?
Well, it was 70 for Tyreek and 50 for Waddle. So those numbers are going to have to go up now. If I want to get it at plus money, it's probably going to be 80 for Tyreek. And or 75 if that's an option, and
55 75 would be nice.
55 75 that's probably still going to be minimum plus 110, I'd imagine, somewhere around there. Key says, I have Fournette and Harris. The schedule strength are similar. Do I trade away LF and Dylan for MG3 and Kamara, or for Kamara, or I don't know, or Harris and Dylan / MG3 for Rashad White and Patterson? I want Kamara.
Yeah, and is someone really going to accept that? That's like 3 kind of like fading running backs. Like Fournette's time as the clear and present main guy is going away. It's rumored, that he's probably at least going to be saddled with a platoon with Rashad White, maybe going forward from here on out. And Dylan's been in a platoon and hasn't been good lately. And MG3 is in a 3-player platoon. Like, I don't know which owner is accepting that for Kamara, but if there's somebody out there, do that.
Yeah, I never want a player in a 3-way.
Exactly. This is called the wrong way 3-way. Yeah.
Anthony asks, which leg kills this 7-leg SGP? Woo. Atlanta money line. There the over. Well, there it is, right there. Does the Atlanta money line kills it? Everything else, it could happen, but it's that or Pitts. Anything Pitts related.
Yep. I would agree. If I'm ranking these, Atlanta money line 1, Pitts 2, I think is. And God, Drake London, he might not catch a pass. It's possible.
Yeah, I agree there. Matt says Connor, Foreman, Swift, Jamal Williams, E2 into PPR. We got a lot of familiar names here. It's Foreman. It's not Swift, but Jamal Williams for me.
Yeah, I'm close to back in on Connor. He didn't look that bad last week. He's probably going to have a pretty decent role, but you know what? For one more week, I'll go Foreman and Jamal Williams.
Those are similar names here. Pittman, Connor, DeMonte, or the Dave Montgomery, excuse me, or Lazard. It's Lazard for me.
Just need one. Yep. That makes it easy. The second one would be tough. I think I might have went Connor on the second one.
Have you looked at schedules at all? Any stretch defenses you like?
Top 5 playoff stretch defenses. I don't have a good answer for that, but we can look up strength of schedule for defense, and I can read them off really quick if you want to do that. I have it right here.
Oh, give it to me. There it is.
All right. Best strength of schedule for defenses. 5-star ratings on Fantasy Pros are Las Vegas, Kansas City. It looks like the AFC West, Atlanta, and Philadelphia. So I don't know. Kansas City maybe is one that's out there that you can play. I mean, I don't hate the Jacksonville matchup for this week, and apparently keeps getting good going forward.
Amen. Elsewhere, Aubrey says, half-point PPR, who do you flex? Fournette? No. Pollard? Yes. Or Hunt?
Pollard
in a sweep. Anthony says, risk-free first TD scorer at BetMGM is Patterson at plus 650. Everybody's on Patterson. For me, if I had a risk-free first TD scorer, it'd be Foreman.
If it's risk-free, why not just go big? You know, like somebody that
Tyler Algier, Pitts or London or DJ Moore, you know, somebody that could legitimately do it that has a little bit longer odds since you're going risk-free. Yeah, good call there. Anthony adds, shout out to BetMGM. Yes, indeed. Shout out to the Lion. We love them for sponsoring this glorious show after the bonehead other radio network that didn't revive it. Their prerogative, but we're still here.
Fist bump to Anthony right there. There you go.
Yeah, way to go, Anthony. Well, I slapped me on the butt, but you might sue me. Kimberly goes, did you not get the cable so you could play the music on the podcast? Okay, here's the truth. I found the cable, and I actually ordered 2 additional cables. They have arrived. I have 3 cables, and then I went to grab my tablet, 0%.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it was not charged. I promise you, if you watch me on Sunday morning, I'm going to pack it with me because I'm going to be at the Stadium Studios as Senior Fun Buns and I are going to be getting ready for the broadcast. You're live with me in studio this week, right?
I am.
All right. So you're going to freeze your ass off in Chicago on Sunday. It's going to be like a high of 35. So make sure you pack layers. So Brandon's going to be with me. He's probably going to be clinging tenaciously to my buttocks the entire time for warmth for the show. But yes, I will have everything hopefully in order if I forget it.
I will be rocking, just to give you a heads up, a little, teaser. I'll be rocking my DK Metcalf jersey because the Seahawks will be playing live while we are on the show.
Yeah, from Germany. And I think this is an excuse for us to drink good German beer during the broadcast.
I don't even need a good excuse for that, but I'm glad to have one.
Can somebody I need a Bavarian pretzel stat too, please, with spicy mustard. I want it now. Warm pretzels are my jam every single time. Roger says Dak, Brady, or Garoppolo?
I'll go Dak, Garoppolo, Brady in that order.
Yeah, Brady, just retire. Your marriage is done. You've ruined your life. Just go away. See ya.
I would like Tom Brady's ruined life, if I'm being honest.
I would too, actually. We love you, Tom. RJ Phillips says, hola, amigos. Pick 2 in a full point PPR. Juju, Lazard, Jeff Wilson. I'm going to go both wide receivers.
Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm right there with you.
All right, and the last question is from Roger. Kyron Williams is going to play this week. A possibility.
Like a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it. Doesn't make a sound. It's kind of like whatever. It's the Rams backfield. Do we care?
Dude, they have a top 5 easiest strength of schedule rest of the season.
Do we care? Go back and
I don't know.
Go look at their easiest matchups. Who showed out? Has anybody showed out this year once in that Rams back? I think it's the worst backfield in the league in terms of fantasy production.
Well, and they've been terrible outside of Cooper Kupp just in general. I mean, Stafford's a question mark this week. The Rams, you earned the Super Bowl last year, but
hangover.
No spoils for the victors, to say the least. Hey, we're out of time here on the broadcast. Remember to watch Live on the Line this Sunday at noon Eastern. Brandon Funtz and I in studio in Chicago. Bally Sports RSN's at Stadium. You can stream the show at watchstadium.com/live, absolutely free. And bet on games, props, and more at BetMGM with that promo code NOISE. Good luck to everybody out there. Hopefully get off on the right foot here in week numero 10. Again, check out Brandon and I back here on this channel next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And as always, until next time, adios, amigos. Remember the damn coordinates.